I'm just ducking under a ledge to get out of the rain. That's when I stumble across a girl in a wheelchair. At first, I figure she needs help, but she just stares at me, too shy to speak. After a long silence, she carefully pulls out a battered piggy bank. I don't have any family left. Could you be my family? With this money, can I buy 2 days of your time? Even one is fine. Looking at her hopeful face, the words to turn her down rise in my throat. My parents died suddenly. My boss fired me right after. My girlfriend of years walked out the moment she heard. Even my landlord threw me out. The $137 left in my wallet is all I have in the city I barely know. Standing in the pouring rain, I am on the edge of breaking down. Then something pokes the back of my head. I spin around. All I see is a hand so thin I can almost make out the veins, clumsily holding up an umbrella. She seems to be trying to shelter me. It is only when I turn fully that I realize it is a girl sitting in a wheelchair. She is frail, her cheeks pale. Her messy hair still cannot hide how delicate her face is. The rain has soaked half her body. She does not seem to care, stubbornly trying to hold the umbrella up for me. Watching her struggle to rise from her chair just to shield me from the rain, I laugh bitterly at myself. I never thought I would sink so low that a girl in a wheelchair would be the one looking out for me. But before I can even lower my head to thank her, her wheelchair rolls backward. That is when I realize we are on a slope. There is no time to mourn the dropped umbrella. I sprint after her. Every time she tries to stop the wheels with her hands, the struggling only makes it roll faster. I manage to grab the wheelchair at the very last second, but the umbrella, still flying from the momentum, lands smack on her head. She looks exactly like a mushroom with wheels. I quickly lift the umbrella off to check on her. Are you okay? She shakes her little head, completely blanked out. This late at night, why are you out here alone? The words barely leave my mouth before I regret them. That sounds exactly like something a creep would say. Sure enough, she seems to trigger some kind of defense mode. She shrinks back into her wheelchair like a startled kitten. I should just go home. Your family will worry. I don't have any family. Yesterday, my grandma passed away. I suddenly realize I have asked something I should not have. A dark thought begins circling in my mind. A girl in a wheelchair with no family. How is she supposed to survive? But that is not my problem to worry about. After all, I can barely keep myself alive right now. Maybe out of guilt, I decide to walk her home myself. After she wheels into the elevator, I turn to leave, but she reaches out and grabs the hem of my jacket. Noah, will you stay and listen? I smile to myself. This girl can barely talk to people without trembling, yet she still has the heart to think about others. Here, take the umbrella. Return it tomorrow. Now go home. It is late. Watch out for strangers. She visibly grows more nervous, but her fingers still refuse to let go of my jacket. I get it now. This clumsy little grip is her way of asking me to stay, so I decide to see it through and walk her all the way upstairs before I leave. But when I finally reach the top floor, I find that her place is not there. It is even higher up, on a rain-soaked rooftop. There is no ramp. No lift, just uneven cracked concrete steps stretching upward through the rain into the dark. I cannot imagine how much courage it must take for her to get down those steps. Thankfully, she weighs almost nothing, and I carry her wheelchair up the stairs without much trouble. When she unlocks the door, the first thing I see is a black and white photo placed in the center of the living room. An old woman, smiling so gently. But by the entrance, months' worth of garbage bags are piled up, because even just cleaning the apartment is a struggle for her, let alone hauling trash all the way downstairs. The more I understand this, the more one question nags at me. Why would such a timid girl go outside alone in the middle of the night? Just as I turn to leave, she suddenly asks, soft and confused, "You already came all this way. Why are you leaving?" That stops me cold. But when I look at her, those clear eyes wipe away every complicated thought. This girl genuinely does not understand the world. She has no idea how dangerous it is to bring a strange man into her home. So I crouch down and set her straight. Bringing a stranger home is dangerous, especially someone like me, who you know nothing about. She tenses up instantly, like a kid caught doing something wrong. I didn't. You are the first one. Also, I am an adult. I have an ID card. Only that last part comes out completely smooth. That is not the point. I force a stern look. This is not about your age. Promise me, no more bringing strange men home. I finish and turn to leave. My jacket gets grabbed again. Then if you don't leave, it does not count as next time, right? It is not just the communication barrier that gets to me. It is the loneliness I recognize all too well. But I am no saint. And sitting across from me is a girl who cannot protect herself. There is no guarantee my own darkness will not surface one day. One ruined life is enough. At least do not let the rot spread to someone else. Listen, I know you need company right now, but even if I stay tonight, what about tomorrow? The day after? I need to earn money to survive. I cannot stay here forever. I know that is brutal, but she has to learn to face things alone. Watching her little head drooping lower and lower, I realize I have been too harsh. Look, nobody's funding me either. I'm barely keeping myself from starving. Let me get back on my feet first. I do not expect those words to light something up in her eyes. She quickly wheels her chair into the bedroom and comes back out moments later clutching a battered piggy bank. I will support you. This is all I have. How many days will it cover? Her voice gets smaller and smaller. She knows that amount could not even keep a goldfish alive, but she keeps holding it out stubbornly. Watching her go all in like this, I do not know what to say, but I also start to grasp just how serious this is. This might be her last savings. If I just walk away, she could starve to death in this apartment and nobody would even know. So I ask her directly, where are your parents? Tell me the truth. Mom and Dad don't want me anymore. They went abroad. Grandma can't be reached either. She is shaking from my tone, but she still manages to get the words out. A heavy helplessness washes over me. Seeing that I still have not responded, she lifts the piggy bank again. Her arm is already aching, but her eyes stay fixed on me. 2 days, even one is fine. People are not for sale. They're not? But Dad always said he would sell me. Her words are like rusty nails driving straight into my chest. I want to track down her scumbag parents and make them pay. She seems to read the answer in my silence. The emotions she has held back for so long finally spill over. I'm sorry, I'm scared. Fat tears drop onto her legs that cannot feel a thing. I completely blank out. Hey. Stop crying, can we just talk this out? I do not expect those words to work like a pause button. She stops immediately, but the tears keep falling, drip by drip, and she is pouting now, which somehow makes her look like I am the one being unreasonable. Anyone watching would think I was the villain. I finally throw my hands up. Fine, what do you need from me? I want food, that's it. Honestly, I had braced myself for anything. I did not expect her big ask to be a meal. Is that okay? It is just food. You should have said so sooner. What do you have in the kitchen? Carrots and eggs. Oh, and the rice cooker still has rice. Then she suddenly looks down, sheepish. I think nothing of it, assuming she is just being socially anxious. I head straight to the kitchen to make the egg fried rice I already have in mind. But when I get in there, the kitchen has nothing except a range hood and a few eggs in the corner next to a wilted carrot, plus 2 battered old pots. Honestly, it is so bare it is heartbreaking. At least the oil, salt, and soy sauce are all there, so throwing together a simple golden egg fried rice is no problem. But when I confidently lift the lid of the rice cooker, the rice at the bottom is so hard it could be used as a weapon. I take a slow breath. My eyes go looking for the culprit, and I catch someone quietly rolling her wheelchair toward the bedroom. Stop right there. She freezes on the spot. She wants to run but does not dare. All she can do is look at me with the most pitiful eyes. It is so ridiculous it almost makes me laugh. Come here, explain yourself. You call this overnight rice? Nobody asked how many nights. Come on, how many days has it been sitting there? 3 days, 4. No way. In 3 or 4 days you managed to grow a perfect colony of mold in there. It was the rice cooker's fault. I hear her muttering under her breath. I just accept my bad luck and start scrubbing, but halfway through washing the pot, a much more alarming thought hits me. How many days has it been since you last ate? 2 days. She looks down. Her stomach growls right on cue. Now it all makes sense. This little gremlin was desperate with hunger. I do not waste another second. I scrub every pot until it shines, while Iris waits obediently in the living room, poking her head in every now and then to check on me, or more accurately, staring at the rice cooker. About 20 minutes later, I carry out a pot of steaming golden egg fried rice, but there is not a single dining table in the whole room. Iris pulls off what looks like a magic trick and produces a folding table and a trivet. I hand her the spoon. She dives straight for the eggs, scoops up a huge spoonful, and shoves it into her mouth without even blowing on it. Hot, hot, hot. What is the rush? Nobody is stealing it from you. I take a bite myself. Not bad. Iris hears that and goes quiet for a moment, then buries her head and shovels rice even faster. At first I think she is just starving, but halfway through the bowl, Iris suddenly cannot stop the tears from falling even as she keeps eating. Why are you crying again? Did I not scrub the pot well enough? Did something taste off? I am scared half to death, but she bursts out laughing through her tears. She wipes her face with the back of her hand and explains, "It is nothing. I just thought of Grandma. She always used to say the same thing." I am about to say something, but I am completely disarmed by a smile so warm it almost hurts to look at. The heaviness in my chest lifts a little. I will admit it. My heart moves. No. I give myself a mental slap, but the actual motion startles Iris. After I calm her down, I decide to teach her some basic survival skills before I go. I ask where she goes to school. At her age, she should have at least finished vocational school, but she is clearly sensitive about this. She stares at the floor for a long moment before quietly answering, "Middle school. I only made it through middle school. The other kids always made fun of me. Grandma said I did not have to go back, but I could have handled it." I let out a long sigh. Stuck at home all this time, cut off from the world, and now even the grandmother who loved her most is gone. Forget normal social skills. Her emotional age might have frozen at the year she dropped out. I can see that school is a closed door for her now. What about government assistance? Has your household ever received any? I don't know. Just as I am getting frustrated by how little she knows about her own situation, Iris suddenly cuts into my thoughts. Can I draw you? I'm afraid if you leave, you won't come back." Before she even finishes, she is already wheeling back to her room. I follow out of curiosity. When the door opens, I am stunned. It is like stepping into a fantasy sky blanketed in paint, but near the ceiling, there is still a blank stretch. That must be as high as the wheelchair can reach. I love drawing so much. The moment she talks about drawing, her eyes fill with a confidence I have not seen before, but I cannot imagine how hard it must be for her to paint on those walls. She happily pulls out her sketchbook, her bright eyes flicking back and forth between the page and my face. In less than half an hour, she has finished my portrait. I take the sketchbook from her slightly trembling hands. The moment I see it, I go still. In the drawing, I am crouching in the rain, holding a bowl of golden egg fried rice, while a little white cat paws at my leg, staring longingly at the rice. I never imagined this is how she sees me. "So, who is the little cat?" Iris never answers. She just opens her mouth and closes it again. But I notice her ears have gone so red they look like they are about to catch fire. That is when it clicks. The little cat is her. I instinctively glance at the top of her head, half expecting to find actual cat ears up there. Instead, I meet a pair of eyes full of confusion and suspicion. She shrinks back into her wheelchair. Before things get awkward, I quickly change the subject. Can I look at your other drawings? Sure. This is Grandma Rose downstairs. Whenever I used to sneak out, I would always see Grandma Rose standing down there, waving up at me. And this is Grandpa Walt. He is a carpenter. He built my old wheelchair for me. I keep flipping through the pages. I find all kinds of people who have helped Iris or crossed paths with her. Every one of them drawn into this little book. Calling it a sketchbook would be selling it short. It is more like a warm and heartfelt diary drawn in the most adorable style. An idea hits me. I pull out my phone and look up freelance illustration rates. A single commission usually goes for $30 to $50. For Iris, that could be enough to get by. I find a chibi-style avatar online and ask if she can draw something like it. She gives a small nod, but she only knows how to draw on paper. Paper is not going to cut it. She needs a drawing tablet first to practice digital art. I search online and find that a beginner drawing tablet only costs around $15. That is within what I can manage, and I have a dusty old laptop sitting at home that I can bring over. My next worry is whether she has a phone. She says she does. But when she pulls something out of her pocket, it is an ancient relic, a brick phone so old it has forgotten what decade it is. Whatever hope I had left quietly gives up. Will this work? The phone situation can wait, because for someone who can barely afford food right now, the startup cost of this whole plan is already too high, with no guarantee Iris will even land any commissions. Honestly, part of me wants to give up right now, but then I look at the light still alive in her eyes, and I bite down hard. Screw it. Life has already hit rock bottom. Can't I be reckless just this once? Then it hits me. Before my parents passed away, they had been renting an apartment. There is still half a month left on the lease. The $300 security deposit should be refundable. Tomorrow I will check with the local office about Iris's disability allowance, then find myself a new job. If I budget carefully, the two of us can probably hold on for a month or two. After that, it all comes down to what Iris wants. Do you want to use your drawings to earn your own money? The moment she says yes, a weight lifts off my shoulders. I decide to head back and clean up the old apartment first. But as I am leaving, Iris grabs my jacket again. Will you come back tomorrow? Yes. Seeing how carefully she asks, I do not know whether to laugh or sigh. At least she is not asking me to stay the night. What's your name? Iris. And yours? Noah. The next morning I call about getting the security deposit back. Maybe out of sympathy for what happened to my parents, the landlord even refunds the remaining half month of rent. After that I head to the shopping district and land a job at a print shop paying around $300 a month. By the time I finish sorting everything out, it is already noon. That is when I remember there is someone back at the apartment who is starving and helpless, my little mushroom. I rush over to Iris's place. The moment I step off the elevator, I smell something burning. My gut tells me something is wrong. I sprint up and hammer on the door. It swings open almost immediately from inside. A wave of black smoke billows out into the hall. In the doorway, a little disaster is coughing like crazy, her eyes darting around like a kid who knows she messed up. Oh, you're back! Relief and shock hit me at the same time when I see she is okay. I rush into the kitchen and switch off the rice cooker that is still spewing smoke. When I lift the lid, words fail me. Not a single drop of water left inside. The bottom is pure charcoal. I spin around and catch my little mushroom trying to sneak away. Explain yourself. What happened? I just wanted to cook something, but I was scared you would see it and think it was bad, so I kept going back and forth, and then I forgot. I am grinding my teeth. If I had not shown up when I did, there is no telling what disaster this girl could have caused. Iris, if you ever try to cook again, I will put you in the pot myself. One look at her wronged little face and my anger just evaporates. All right, let's go get some air. Come on. Iris lets out a soft okay and wheels herself out of the kitchen. After the meal, she lets out another soft sound and wheels out of the kitchen. After eating, Iris rubs her slightly rounded belly. She has not eaten much at all, maybe a third of what a normal person would. She just fills up easily. Seeing that, I cannot help teasing her. Look at that little belly all puffed up. Want to head out and walk it off? Iris nods obediently. Then she catches herself and quickly covers her stomach. My belly is not round. I notice her speech is still slow, but she is not freezing up as much as before. I tell Iris to grab her documents. All of them. We are going to the Civil Affairs Bureau. The moment Iris hears those words, she panics. The Civil Affairs Bureau? But we just met. Isn't this too soon? You little schemer. Where is your mind going? I mean, bring your disability certificate, your ID card, all of that. We need to ask about your disability allowance, whether it is being sent anywhere, or whether anyone has ever claimed it. I stare her down until it finally sinks in that she misunderstood. The silence that follows is painfully awkward. I escape to wait outside, though I am not entirely sure what I am running from, because at this point I genuinely cannot figure her out. She is not exactly a little kid since she caught the Civil Affairs Bureau reference instantly, but so much basic common sense just seems to be missing. Could she really just be naturally airheaded? Surely if I cracked open that little head, the inside would not just be empty. The thought alone makes me shudder. Just then, Iris carefully peeks her head out the door, checking that I am still there. She visibly relaxes. Hurry up, stop staring and get out here. If we get there any later, there will be a line, and if I get tired, I will tip the wheelchair forward and sit in it myself while you push. You bully! Iris is clearly rattled, both hands furiously wheeling herself toward the door. I burst out laughing. Grandma Nellie spots me and immediately steps in to block my path, eyes full of suspicion. Clearly terrified this girl has been taken in by some crook. She demands I explain myself on the spot. When she learns I was the one who helped Iris last night, Grandma Nellie looks me up and down with something closer to surprise and says, "You are clearly broke, young man, but you seem decent enough. It is just such a shame about this girl. Her grandmother went so suddenly, and these old bones of mine cannot look after her for much longer." She finishes with a long, meaningful look at Iris, whose face has gone bright red. I quickly change the subject. Does Grandma Nellie know where Iris's disability allowance is being sent? Grandma Nellie says she has no idea either. Iris, do you remember your grandma's bank account password? Iris shakes her head. That complicates things. So I decide to take her to the bank and open a new account in her name. Then we can just update the payment details directly. That way she will not have to keep running around. I push Iris toward the bank. The whole way there, Iris keeps glancing back at me. She finally works up the nerve to ask, "Am I going to have my own bank book?" Forget the bank book, no bank book. I can see she wants to say something but holds back. I cannot resist teasing her a little. But here is the good news. You are getting your own bank card. Way more convenient than a bank book. Is a bank card expensive? Not at all. It is about $1 to set one up. A whole dollar. That is my entire week of spending money. What decade are you living in? Just wow. I take a slow breath and feel a pang in my chest for her. Don't worry. I will figure out a way to help you earn money. Hundreds of times your current spending money. Really? Iris tilts her head up, clearly having no concept of what that number means. Those clear eyes hold only the hope of the promise itself. But the moment we walk into the crowded bank, her social anxiety kicks in hard. When the teller asks what she needs help with, she starts stammering and grabs my jacket like it is a lifeline, desperately searching for rescue. I nudge her to pass her documents through the little window to the teller. Instead, Iris shoves her entire bag through the slot, like she is feeding a vending machine. The teller just stares, but somehow everything goes through smoothly in the end. They even set her up with online banking while they are at it. Now she will not have to come in every single time she needs to access money. On the way to the Civil Affairs Bureau, Iris grips the bank card tightly in both hands, turning it over and over with a quiet little giggle. Watching her, I cannot help poking fun. It is just a bank card. No need to beam like that. Watch out or someone might think you are an easy target and try to take you. That is not true. I am not dumb. You are the only one who calls me dumb. That makes you the bad guy. I have absolutely nothing to say to that. Sure enough, the strangers around us are already giving me looks. I act fast. I put my hand on Iris's head on instinct. If she keeps going, I am probably going to end up getting hauled off by the police. The moment my hand touches her, she goes completely quiet. Then it hits me that I have overstepped. I pull my hand back and start apologizing, but Iris turns it around and blames herself instead. No, it's fine. I just got too excited. At that moment, I genuinely want to chop off my own hand. Iris had been so unbearably cute that I had patted her head a few extra times without thinking. I stumble through some half-baked explanation, thinking it would be enough to smooth things over. But Iris thinks it over for a few seconds and then hits me with, "Then why did you pat my head?" That direct question knocks me flat, but looking at her completely sincere face, I think it over and decide I might as well just tell the truth. "I just thought you looked cute, like a little animal." I could not help it. I pretend not to care and look away, sneaking a glance back to catch her reaction. She just lets out a soft, "oh," and turns away. But I catch a glimpse of her trying to hide a smile. I do not think much of it, figuring she is just happy to be called cute. We arrive at the Civil Affairs Bureau not long after. The line is already long. Iris looks around at the cheerful couples everywhere, and asks exactly what I expect. "Are all these people here to get married?" "Probably," I say, keeping it short. The last thing I want is to put more ideas in her head. Then Iris points at a grim-faced couple nearby. "What about them? Are they getting married too? They might be here for a divorce. Or maybe something else entirely. I am honestly not sure. Want me to go ask them?" The moment I suggest walking over, Iris shrinks into herself instantly. You know so much about all this. You must have been married a bunch of times." "Do not talk nonsense. I have never been married. This is my first time at the Civil Affairs Bureau too." "Then, will I get married someday?" "Maybe, maybe not. It depends on what you choose." Can I choose someone myself?" A flicker of hope lights up in her eyes, but it fades just as fast. "Would anyone choose me?" That quiet, defeated question makes something flare up inside me. "Who told you that?" Mom said someone like me getting married at all would already be a blessing." I think she is right. If someone actually chose me, I would already be grateful." Her hands grill wheelchair tight. I move closer and try to steady her. "Stop thinking like that. You are wonderful. So wonderful that anyone who meets you should feel ashamed of themselves." "Really? Is that true?" "Look at me right now. I am so ashamed I cannot even look at you." Out of guilt, I instinctively glance away. Iris goes quiet for a moment, then out of nowhere says, I thought you liked looking at me. Saying I do not feels like a lie, but saying I do would send things in a direction I am not ready for. I have absolutely no idea how to answer. Thankfully, Iris does not push the subject further, but she is not done asking questions. Will I end up getting divorced like them? They look so sad, just like mom and dad used to look. They were always so sad, just like when they used to fight. I don't know. Honestly, I just went through a breakup. Who am I to answer something like that? Thinking about my own wreck of a life, I laugh at myself, but a sadness creeps in too. Then I feel a small hand touch me. Don't be sad. Your hands are so big. When they rest on my head like that and wrap around it, it feels just like my grandpa's hands when I was little. You are a good person too, so your hands must be good too. I cannot help laughing out loud. How does this girl's brain connect being a good person to having good hands? But I have to admit, since meeting Iris, my mood has been noticeably lighter. Our turn comes quickly. This time I do not wait for Iris to speak. I step up to the window first. Hello, we would like to ask about her disability allowance and also update the payment account on file. Could you please ask for the relevant documents? I nudge Iris, who is still spacing out. She quickly digs through her bag and produces a stack of documents. Having done this once before, she handles it much more naturally this time. But when the teller asks why they need to change the account, Iris freezes up again. She glances over at me, but she does not want to burden me. She tries to get the words out herself, but nothing comes after a long silence. She clearly has not overcome that fear yet, so I jump in to cover for her. Her grandmother passed away recently. In that case, please provide proof of that, and fill out this form. Once that looks good, just sign here. Iris finally exhales with relief, and picks up the pen to fill out the form. But the calm does not last long. The teller leans forward. Are you two a couple? Would you like to register while you are here? We are currently offering cooking oil as a wedding gift, plus a pot and some eggs. My stomach drops. I almost forgot we are at the Civil Affairs Bureau. I quickly explain that we are just friends, while sneaking a glance at Iris, whose expression has shifted. What I do not realize is that her face has gone completely red. If I had not stopped her in time, her pen would have gone flying right off the page. Before we leave, I ask the teller one more thing. She tells me the allowance is set to be paid out in just 2 days. I breathe easy. It is only about $135 a month. But combined with my new $300 monthly salary from the print shop, Iris will at least not go hungry this month. After we leave the Civil Affairs Bureau, I notice Iris is still stuck on the earlier topic, like marriage is somehow urgent for her. Because Grandma said that after you get married, someone will always be there with you. You will be happy together. They will blow on your scrapes when you fall, and they will put up with all your flaws. Then it hits me. Everything she wants from marriage is just companionship, nothing more. Do you even have a type? You cannot just spend your whole life with someone you cannot stand. I have not really thought about it. But Grandma said that when you find someone you want to marry, you just lure them home and win them over with your cooking. I have to say, that is one bold family tradition. Thinking about her cooking, I silently mourn for whoever that poor guy turns out to be. Iris clearly notices my expression and starts to lose confidence, but she stubbornly insists, I will definitely make it taste amazing. Yes, absolutely, I believe you completely. Worst case, just drag him back and make him eat it. Hearing that, I cannot help but shudder, thinking back to how I first met Iris. That sounds a lot like she is describing me, but she looks so clueless, so genuinely guileless, that I test the waters with a follow-up. How is that any different from just grabbing someone off the street? I do not expect Iris to nod. It is not that different. Do you even know what that phrase means? You just nodded. Grandma Nellie told me it means grabbing a strong young man and bringing him home, then fattening him up. What exactly has that old woman been teaching this girl? I notice Iris's ears going faintly pink. That is when it clicks. Iris, do you actually understand what you just said? I do. I am not a kid, I know what I need to know. Her head sinks lower and lower, but she keeps going, stubborn as ever. I also know bringing you home last night was not a good idea, but you looked just like me back then. I thought you needed someone too. My breath stops cold. I push her wheelchair in silence for a long time before it fully sinks in. She knew from the very beginning what I might have done to her, but I just wanted someone with me. Seeing Iris look so defeated, so willing to risk everything, is like looking at a mirror of who I used to be. But watching her like this only makes the anger burn hotter. Who told you that needing company means you have to do something like that? Did it never cross your mind what could have happened if it had been someone else? But you didn't, because I barely stopped myself, because I think I am worthless. Do you really think someone who gets something for nothing will treat it like it matters? They will just think you are a fool. I'm sorry, but you are a good person. Iris's tears fall one by one, and even while getting scolded, she still hands me the friend zone card. I am so frustrated I actually laugh, so I just ask her straight. So you really were planning to keep me around? Not at first, I just wanted someone to stay with me. But when I realized you were a good person, and then after coming here today, I learned this was actually possible. I'm sorry, I moved too fast. After that, Iris goes completely quiet, but I start to piece it together. This girl seems like she understands everything, but her thinking has gotten completely turned around. Her idea of marriage has nothing to do with love or attraction. She just wants someone to be there. And honestly, I am a little moved, but standing in front of a girl teetering on the edge, taking advantage is something I simply cannot do. So I lift her chin and make her look at me. Do you like me? I don't know. You do not even know if you like someone and you already want to marry them. You want to get married just like that. Does that not seem completely backwards to you? Iris's lips start to tremble like she is about to cry. I realize I have been too hard on her and scratch my head. Did I not promise you I would not run? So why not, once you set the companionship aside, take some time to figure out if I'm actually worth it, and think clearly about what you really want before making any decisions. Okay, that works. Those words light her eyes back up like a door has swung open to somewhere new. I ruffle her hair with a sigh. Obviously, your legs do not work. That does not mean you are dying. You have plenty of time. But Iris does not react at all. Her face just keeps getting redder and redder. It hits me what I have done. I step back quickly and apologize for being so bold, but Iris just pauses for a moment, then quietly says something that stirs something deep in me. Then, if I figure it out, will you choose me? After saying that, she glances anxiously at her own legs. The insecurity inside her is about to spill over everywhere. But the next second, her wheelchair suddenly starts moving. It is me. I pick up the pace and push her forward. Come on, let's go grocery shopping. You said you were grabbing me, right? Might as well put me to use. Iris lets out a soft sound, maybe wanting to look back and check if I am angry. But she hesitates for several seconds and does not turn around. Finally, she laughs quietly and repeats what I just said under her breath. Might as well, since I already grabbed you. I have to say, when this girl acts clueless, she is actually pretty adorable. I cannot help it. I reach down and pat Iris's round little head again. This time without any excuse. I just act like nothing happened. Why did you pat my head again? I already did it. What are you going to do about it? Besides, you literally grabbed me like I was yours. Can I not even pat your head once? Iris lifts her chin slightly. There is a little less self-doubt in her voice. So does that mean you think I am cute? Oh man, this girl is getting harder and harder to dodge. Seeing that I am not answering, Iris decides to just go for it. I think you are pretty cute too, so can I pat your head? Her eyes are full of hope. My brain stalls out. Is she always this direct? And how did she even come to the conclusion that I am cute? Just when you were angry. Do you have some kind of thing for being scolded? You might want to get that checked out. I do not. I just know you got angry because you care about me. So even though it scared me, I still thought you were really cute. And you say you do not have a thing for being scolded. I do not. You know I am the slowest and you still pick on me. I am done talking. The moment Iris gets flustered, her words start tripping over each other. In the end, she just puffs up her cheeks and goes silent with a pout. But my attention is shifted to a phone shop on the side of the road. I hesitate for a moment, tell Iris to stay put, then take a breath and walk in. Not long after, I come back out and toss a small white box to Iris. Is this for me? She stares at it blankly, not moving for a long moment, just staring at it, frozen. Of course it is. Why else would I have gone in there? Think of it as an apology for being too harsh earlier. I cannot quite bring myself to look at her directly. It feels just like the first time I ever gave a gift to a girl. This is too much. I cannot accept it. It is not that much. It is the cheapest model they had. The expensive ones were out of my range anyway. Iris looks at the little box, clearly delighted, but she still insists on giving the phone back. I take a deliberate step back and put myself just out of her reach. Then Iris actually wheels her chair toward me to chase me down. Terrified she might tip over, I keep talking her into it. Look, you already grabbed yourself a cook. If your guy gets you a phone, it is just so he can rush back when you are hungry. Think about it. Should you not hold on to it? Is that really how it works? Yes, absolutely, 100%. And besides, you will need this if you want to start earning money. When you do earn enough, you can always pay me back. How does that sound? After all that back and forth, Iris reluctantly accepts the phone. But she swears up and down that when she earns money, she will absolutely pay me back. By now, it is getting late. I take hold of the wheelchair again and head out to buy groceries. The moment food comes up, Iris perks right up. But a second later, she seems to think of something and suddenly gets anxious. You are not going to give me this phone and then disappear, are you? I am not. Then how long will you stay? Ask me again after you eat. The autumn sky darkens quickly. Through the attic window, the fading light settles into a stillness unlike anything else. Iris sits back contentedly, her small belly slightly rounded. She stretches with a lazy yawn, the thin fabric of her shirt riding up just enough to reveal a soft little curve. And as she stretches, a sliver of pale skin shows beneath the hem. Her slender frame is on full display for just a moment. I have been noticing lately that she is getting more and more comfortable around me. She seems to catch my gaze and quickly covers her stomach. What are you looking at? I was staring at that tiny waist of hers and I feel my throat tighten. There is nothing to look at. You are so thin, it is almost concerning. Thin is pretty. Iris juts out her lower lip, unconvinced. Oh, getting vain on me now? I am already grinning. With that frame of yours, you would need to hold on to a utility pole just to walk outside on a windy day. You should spend less time worrying about pretty and more time eating. I am already full. Heh. Iris rubs her belly, smiling with a warmth that fills the whole room. For her, having a full stomach might genuinely be the greatest joy in the world. Are you really full? I double check. Iris nods firmly and her eyes light up. Does that mean I can ask now? I snap to attention and cut her off before she can start. Since you are full, I am heading out. I will come feed you again tomorrow. You are cheating. She is right. All I want is to run from the question I managed to dodge earlier, whether I would choose her. Deep down I already know the answer. But looking at the mess I have made of my own life, I cannot even figure myself out. What could I possibly offer her in return? Most kids who grew up with nothing carry shame in their bones. How am I any better than the clueless girl in front of me? But I cannot deny it. Right now, something fierce is stirring inside me. I want money. I want the kind of confidence that lets a person stand tall, and the freedom to live life on my own terms just once. But for now, that is all it is. A thought. Iris seems to notice my eyes going dim. She opens her mouth then closes it without a word. I shake it off and turn to leave. Can you not go? I pause. I have honestly lost count of how many times she has asked me to stay. But for this girl who reminds me so much of a small stray cat, I always find a little more patience. I turn my head. What is it this time? I keep my voice easy. You do not have anywhere to stay, do you? Iris wants to look at me but cannot bring herself to lift her head. How did you know? I stay quiet for a long moment, then let out a sigh that sounds a lot like giving in. You smell, Iris murmurs under her breath. That is when it hits me. I have not changed or showered since getting soaked in the rain yesterday. I still try to hold my ground. Maybe I am just naturally messy. A messy person would not scrub that kitchen until it's shown. She has a point. Fine, you win. But it is still not okay, I press on. Have you even thought about where I would sleep? I cannot exactly share your bed. Even if I laid out a mat on the floor, what happens when you need the bathroom in the middle of the night? And are you really sure you can trust me not to try something? My voice softens. I know what you are actually doing. You feel sorry for me. Iris nods honestly. Then she tilts her head and asks, so, does that mean you are admitting you have feelings for me? I nearly choke. I take an involuntary step back. This girl is evolving way too fast. I press my fingers hard against my forehead. I press hard, not willing to answer that directly. But I do not deny it either. Look, can you stop looking at me with those clear eyes like that and asking questions that innocent in that same tone? When you do that, I feel like the bad guy. Iris looks away. Then what should I do? Okay, yes, I will admit you are beautiful, genuinely pure, sometimes a little maddening, but cute in exactly the right way. Any guy with a pulse would have thoughts. I take 2 steps forward and crouch down to look her in the eye. But that is exactly why I have to hold myself back. Do you understand? I understand. Iris nods obediently. Then she tilts her head and asks, so does that mean if I have feelings for you first, you would not feel guilty anymore? My entire brain goes numb. And then, while I am still frozen, something soft and gentle presses against my cheek. By the time I come back to my senses, I just catch a glimpse of her face pulling back fast, turning red at a visible speed. But she holds herself together and looks at me stubbornly, like she is demanding an answer. I reach up and touch my cheek without thinking. Then I shoot to my feet. Wait, what are you doing? Do you even know what you just did? I do not have the space to deal with the feelings spilling everywhere. I know I am slow. I get confused about a lot of things, and I do not really know how liking someone is supposed to work. Iris stumbles over every word, but means every one of them. But I am sure of this. I will work hard at liking you. I am borrowing this feeling from my future self. Yes, borrowing from my future self, the feelings I will have for you. So kissing you first should be fine, right? The moment the words are out, her nerve completely collapses. She buries her face fast. I go completely speechless. My brain nearly overheats. After a long silence, I finally manage one sentence. You can do that? Yes, you can. Iris nods with complete confidence. I borrowed your phone. I will pay that back when I have money. So borrowing a little bit of liking from myself, why would that not be allowed? In the end, I walked right into that one myself. It feels like a boomerang hitting me in the back of the head. I finally catch up and try to cut in. Wait, that is not how logic works. Who borrows feelings from the future? A mortgage is, Iris says quietly. And besides, if you borrow from yourself, you never have to pay it back. Stop using all that cleverness on me. Then I will use it on someone else. Iris tilts her head without warning. No, the word flies out of my mouth before I can stop it. I regret it instantly. I could slap myself. Iris bursts out laughing. Clearly that whole thing was a setup. Suddenly she does not seem to mind the smell anymore. I force a stern expression. Who taught you all that? Grandma Nellie. Iris shrinks her neck into her shoulders. Anyway, once you grab someone, their mouth is fair game. While she is still muttering, I feel a push from behind. She has somehow slipped around to my back and is shoving me with everything she has. Go shower. Smelling bad is not good. Iris looks like she is trying hard, but she has almost no strength. I shift 2 steps toward her. You really want me to stay here? You sure about that? Because just those 2 steps toward her, and you really want me staying here. Are you sure? Because I already had my future self give up on liking you. So now I am the one who has feelings first. You do not need to feel any pressure. That is genuinely not how any of this works. My head is pounding, and the words just start coming out. You cannot predict the future anyway. How do you know what your future self will feel? Like or hate? Maybe in a while we will be strangers. Iris's head droops, and she goes quiet. I realize I have hit exactly the place that hurts most. Before I can say anything, she speaks first. Then how do I prove it? Another one. You are getting addicted to this, aren't you? I nearly fall apart on the spot. I throw both hands up. Okay, I believe you. Are we good? Iris gives a firm little nod. She is a tiny bit smug about it, but she clearly does take things in when she listens. How much actually sinks in is another question. So you will stay here, you have a place to sleep now, isn't that good? Sleeping is sleeping, wherever it happens. She looks up at me with those hopeful eyes. The reasons she can offer are not enough to convince me. The reasons I need are ones to convince myself. I take a slow breath. I am out of arguments with her, but I also want something to hold on to. Iris squirms in silence for a long time before finally forcing out a quiet confession. I do not want someone else to take you away. I cannot believe she actually came up with that. I force out one word at a time. Fine. You are not just saying that? Iris opens her eyes wide. I mean it. I cannot bring myself to look at her. I grab my bag from the corner and bolt for the bathroom. Going to shower. The door clicks shut. Water runs. Then comes my scream. Oh, that is freezing. Cold water. 10 minutes later I come out in clean clothes. The wheel tracks on the floor have been wiped clean. Iris is sitting on the floor itself now, quietly waiting. I towel off my hair. You cleaned the floor, why did you get down from your wheelchair? Iris looks up when she sees me, tilting her face toward me. If I come down, I can be closer to you. My heart skips a full beat. This girl's approach leaves absolutely no room to breathe. I hold my heartbeat steady by force and quietly walk over to sit beside her. The phone is still sitting on the little table, plastic wrap completely untouched. You just sat here and waited this whole time? Yes. Is something wrong? Iris genuinely sees nothing unusual about that. I cannot imagine how quiet and empty her everyday life must be. I glance sideways at her and realize this girl who spends her whole life in a wheelchair has been passing the time like this all along. Can you not find something to keep yourself busy? Just waiting like this is so dull. My head was full of what it would look like when you sat down next to me. It was not dull at all. Iris tilts her head back to look up at me, those bright wide eyes completely open and unguarded. I feel a pull I cannot quite name. I change the subject fast. All the more reason to learn how to use the phone, see? You are already imagining things from the boredom. Is that really why? Yes, 100%. I hold that line without flinching, then play with the phone. I pick up the box and push it into her arms. Iris holds it carefully and turns it over and over, studying every side. She tries picking at the seal with her fingernail. Nothing gives. Then she just bites it. Have you never heard of using a key? I press my hand to my forehead. Iris obediently pulls out her keys and starts poking at the seam. With a clean pop, the box comes open. A glossy black screen sits quietly inside. The box snaps open. A gleaming black screen sits inside. Iris lifts it out with both hands, careful as if it might break. Her eyes get brighter with every second. Do you like it? I ask. I can't help smiling at the look on her face. Iris tilts her head back and looks up at me. Those big eyes lock onto mine without blinking. If you like it, go ahead and turn it on. But I misread the moment completely. My heart speeds up against my will. This girl always uses her ultimate move as a basic attack. When someone you like stares at you this close, the damage it does is practically nuclear. Lucky for us, smartphones are not hard to figure out. The setup guide alone is enough for Iris to get the hang of the basics. I think I got it. She beams at me, her whole face screaming, say something nice. Not bad, I say. Pretty quick learner. I don't hold back the compliment. I reach over and ruffle her round little head. Iris says nothing. She looks like she's used to it and also like it scares her a little. She just freezes in place until I awkwardly pull my hand back. Then she speaks again. What makes me cute? Even now I am still not used to this girl's bluntness, and I genuinely do not get how she pulls it off, wearing that face and asking something that lethal. My avoidance kicks in and I start talking nonsense. You're cute because you blow up rice cookers. Iris deflates for a second, then talks herself back up. You think I'm cute? Stop grinning and add me already. Then go to sleep. I grab my phone fast. Add you where? Messaging apps? Iris gets sidetracked just as easily as always. You actually know those apps? Iris is already off track again. You know those? I freeze. Wait, me knowing them would be the weird part. But given your situation, knowing them makes sense. People talk about these things when they're desperate. She pulls out her ancient brick phone and waves it at me. I have an account too. I glance at the screen. It's a dead shell, long abandoned. My eyes drift to the username. Iris can't cook. I can now. Iris goes bright red. She snatches the phone back and clutches it to her chest. Sure, I say, biting back a laugh. I just can't cook rice. I can scramble eggs. Iris scoots herself sideways in excitement, but loses her balance and falls right into my arms. That's what you get for showing off. My voice cuts off. My hands hang in the air, not sure where to go. Catching her feels wrong. Not catching her also feels wrong. Worst of all, she doesn't move. She just buries her face in my lap and stays completely silent until my leg goes numb. I finally break. How long are you planning to stay like that? I want to sleep. Then go sleep in your room. My throat is dry. My voice comes out wrong. I don't have the energy. Carry me back, please? She murmurs. Walk yourself back. Get moving. I try to sound strict. Maybe I'm imagining it, but she really seems to be pulling the cute act on me. Fine. Then I'll sleep right here. Stop pulling the guilt card. I can't take even a little of this. Never mind whether she can handle it. If I sit like this much longer, my leg is done for tomorrow. You win. Again, I say through gritted teeth. The moment Iris catches my defeated look, she quietly stretches both arms out, reaching for a hug. My head aches. I carefully scoop her up anyway, shifting into a bridal carry. This little faker is way too light. Her arms wrap around my neck on their own, and I lift her up, coat and all. Every bit of that brain of yours is aimed straight at me. I don't care. She curls in instinctively, pressing her face into my chest. You kissed me, you held me, you can't leave now, I'll cry. Something inside me gives. I let out a long, slow breath. I already said I'm not leaving. You really don't have to do this. I turn off the light and step out. Through the door comes the faintest whisper. Good night, Noah. Just hearing her voice, I can picture that goofy grin of hers. Good night. I answer to the empty air and drop down next to the wheelchair. In the end, I never did add her. Before heading out the next morning, I fuss around for a long time. Turns out the phone credit I just topped up is almost gone after clearing the overdue balance. Not even enough left for a decent data plan. I'll set up Wi-Fi one of these days. I stare at the ceiling, running through plans. I spread out the blanket, lie down, and toss and turn for hours. Now that I'm actually here, I feel it in my bones. This girl's life is as bare as it gets. In the shower, I find there is no water heater at all. Winter is coming. How is she supposed to get through it? An air conditioner is out of the question. The only thing in the whole place is an old electric fan collecting dust in the corner. My mind won't stop churning. I lie there tossing and turning, step outside for a few cigarettes, and barely manage to fall asleep. Then, before I know it, daylight. I feel like something is driving me out of bed. I bolt upright in a panic. Check the time. 6 in the morning. I look around and remember again. I am in this unfamiliar place that is her home. I move fast, steam the rice, stir-fry some vegetables, wash up, get ready to leave. But the moment my hand touches the door handle, something hollow opens up in my chest. I glance back at her door. The emptiness eases a little. I realize I forgot something. I grab a sticky note and write fast. I didn't run off. Went to work. Rice is in the pot. Sides are done too. Should last 2 meals. I tiptoe to her door and stick it up. I think about it. Still not enough. I write a few more and put them where she can't miss them. Then I leave, finally at ease. First thing outside, I call the Wi-Fi guy and book him for the afternoon. Then I head straight to that shop that never looks like a real business. At exactly 8, I stand outside staring at the shuttered door. I get lost in thought. Did it shut down? I wait almost an hour before I hear that familiar voice. Hey old man, what are you doing out here meditating at this hour? Lena strolls over with breakfast bags in hand, full of energy, hollering at me. Boss, what time does this place actually open? 10. Showing up an hour early? I call that dedication. I feel a knot of frustration I can't release. Oh, by the way, eaten yet? Come eat. Lena shakes what's in her hands, then notices the pile of cigarette butts on the ground. Wait, old man, you running on smoke and nothing else? No coffee even? Get inside and eat first. I quietly grind the last cigarette butt under my shoe. After breakfast, this boss of mine pulls me straight into a gaming session. These past few days, I have done absolutely nothing productive. Doing nothing makes me feel like pins are jabbing my back. Lena, boss, shouldn't we actually do some work? I'm getting anxious just sitting here. I finally say it. Work? What work? What are you anxious about? I honestly don't know how to explain it. I just force it out. I'm worried that as an employee I'm not adding any value and I'll get fired. That's it? She counts on her fingers and goes on a whole explanation about the attention economy, then pulls out her phone and transfers $3,000 in salary on the spot. So you're just worried about getting paid? Here's this month's pay up front. Lena tosses her phone aside. I stall for a long time. Why does it have to be me? You're cheap, useful, and you've got this glow. Lena's eyes light up. Oh, and I figured out you're a fixer-upper type. That's fun. In the days that follow, Lena drags me shopping, gets my hair done, and basically turns me from a scruffy office drone into something that looks alive. Out on the shopping street, I run into my ex, Serena. She sees I'm alone and assumes I've been waiting around for her. Right as things get awkward, Lena swoops in with ice cream bars, cuts right in between us. Oh, the ex? Still playing the main character? She tears open an ice cream bar and shoves it in my mouth, gives Serena a defiant wink. This is my boy, I raised him. Serena, completely out of words, can only storm off. Thanks, I say, scratching my head awkwardly. Lena waves it off with a grin, then she leans in close. Your taste though, not great. You went for a gold digger? I cover my head with both hands, already suffering, fully suffering. Serves you right. By the time we get back to the shop, it is already noon. When the printer arrives, you better get to work. On it, the word work snaps me wide awake. Then I drift into my own head. No idea if Iris is eating properly at home. What if she gets restless and wanders out alone? What if I come back late and she thinks I left again? Somewhere in all that noise I quietly realize, time moves fast when I'm with her. Somehow, that thought makes me want to run. After work I don't go straight home. Instead I go to my old rented place and move out my clothes, toiletries, and old computer. I roll the suitcase back to the building and spot Grandma Nellie waving from a distance. Young man, you're back. Always wandering around. I answer her with a stiff smile. Every time I see that old lady I get a little uneasy. I reach the entrance and freeze. A familiar round head peeks out from the stairwell doorway, then ducks back like a kid playing hide and seek. I pretend not to notice and walk casually toward the elevator. Rounding the corner, a tiny hand sneaks out and grabs the back of mine. How did you get down here? I act surprised. Iris stumbles over her words, but her voice gets steadier as she goes. Grandma Nellie said that when a man comes home from work and sees his wife waiting for him, he gets really happy. I'm just practicing. My vision dims for a second. She pulled out the chameleon move. You're not happy? Iris steals a careful glance at me when I don't answer. Just one careful glance. I am. I realize I can't look away. So does that make me your wife now? I slap my forehead. Sure enough, she has connected happy directly to wife. Who taught you that logic? And who said you could come down here on your own? What if you fell? I squeeze her cheeks like crazy. One sentence from Iris and all my frustration just collapses. Are you worried about me? Yes, worried. Of course I'm worried. I'm rarely this honest. Those stairs have no safety features. If something happened to you, I would be really upset. Sorry. Iris lowers her head. Don't apologize. I'll figure out a stair lift as soon as I can. Until then, can you wait up there for me? Iris nods hard. I just missed you. I cover my eyes instinctively. This girl sometimes hits too hard. She talks about not understanding feelings, then goes and lands every shot right where it hurts. I missed you too. I keep my voice as light as I can. Even I feel a little dazed. Really? Iris's eyes go starry. Come on, let's go up. You better eat properly. My courage is completely used up. I dodge the topic again. I did. Iris pats her slightly round belly, satisfied. I carry her toward the elevator, my mind already drifting. Gotta call the Wi-Fi guy later. But before I even finish the thought, Iris's voice fills the elevator. Are we a couple now? My temple throbs. The impulsive answer gets stuck in my throat and comes out as, I don't know, what's a couple supposed to look like? Roughly, eating together, being all over each other, kissing, hugging, lifting each other up. The moment it's out of my mouth, I almost slap myself, because we've checked nearly every one of those boxes. Seeing Iris get too confident, I cut in fast. Most important thing is that you actually like each other. Iris deflates. So when do you start liking me? Can we stick to questions I can actually answer? Besides, you can't even figure this out yourself, so what gives you the nerve to ask me? After we leave the elevator, Iris pulls herself in and says firmly, I can stop. What do you think this is? A buy now, pay later app? Go kick some of that habit yourself. Go inside. I'm going to get groceries. I toss out the line and shut the door. My face is burning. My hands are trembling. Where did this all go wrong? But if I'm honest, I think I might actually like her. But do I deserve her? When that question rises up again, somehow that $3,000 paycheck gives me a feeling I can't quite name, a strange kind of confidence. $3,000 and I'm already floating, somehow. That paycheck I just got gives me a feeling I can't explain. $3,000 and I'm already flying. Then again, I used to make a few thousand a month and still dated just fine. Forget it. The more I think, the more suffocated I feel. I flip completely the other way. Screw overthinking. We've already kissed. Already held each other. It's basically official. Am I really going to let her walk away now? If I'm going down, I'm going down. Better to think about how to make this life actually work. Things have already gone this far out of control. I can't just pull back whenever I want. And besides, she's the one who worked up the courage to do all of that. If I keep backing down, what does that make me? On the way to get groceries, I have already called the Wi-Fi guy ahead of time. Once the Wi-Fi is set up, Iris is so nervous she hides in her room and refuses to come out. She only creeps the door open once she knows the tech guy is gone. When you dragged me back here, you weren't this shy. That's different. How is it different? You're nice to look at. The kind I like looking at, even more so today, so you're only here for the looks. I caught you either way. Look at you, I tease, learning to pull the guilt card. I connect her to the Wi-Fi, download a messaging app for her. The moment Iris logs in, a flood of messages explodes onto the screen, all from one friend. The oldest messages go back years. The last one was sent 2 weeks ago. Iris scrolls through every one, then her fingers hover over the keyboard, shaking. Close friend? I ask quietly. She nods, trembling. Best friend, a classmate. I left without getting to say goodbye. I go quiet, lost in thought. When I don't respond, Iris panics. Is she yours? Don't leave me. Why are you panicking? One look and you can tell she's a girl. I glance at the profile picture, the most aggressively expressive emoji face I've ever seen. Iris fumbles over the keyboard for a long time and sends exactly one character. The other side explodes. 6 years. You finally rise from the dead and send me one character? Iris sends one more. The other side goes completely silent. Then Iris thinks carefully for a moment and taps out one word at a time. Picked up a guy. He bought me a phone. I quietly lower the hand I had halfway raised. Fine, just let the world end. Put the two of them together and you still don't get one normal person. After that, Iris and I keep getting closer. She rambles at bedtime. Sweet, sticky, half-dreaming things, and falls asleep before I even have a chance to respond. She sneaks drawings while lying against me, sketching the two of us as the cat keeper and the little white cat. When I get angry, she curls into a ball, but she never gives in. We have a few fights. The worst one comes when she says it again. You can go, don't let me hold you back. My anger spikes and I snap at her, but later I realize I'm not any better. I go around in the same circle asking if I deserve this. After the fight, we end up closer than before. Like Grandma Nellie says, if you never fight, two people can never really get comfortable with each other. I take Iris to the hospital for a checkup. The doctor says it's post-polio syndrome. If it had been treated in time, she would be close to fully functional by now. A complete stem cell therapy course would cost somewhere between $100,000 and $200,000. Iris says on the spot she doesn't want treatment. Having you is enough. I don't agree. I don't refuse either. I just tell her we'll save up slowly. On the money side of things, I buy Iris a drawing tablet and a phone and help her set up a commissions account. The moment she posts a sample of her work, someone reaches out. Just from posting one sample she already has her first commission. It's from a struggling novelist who wants character portraits, $50 each. Not much, but for Iris this is the first time in her life she has earned something on her own. The moment the payment comes through, she looks like she might float away from sheer joy. Noah, I made money. She holds the phone up to my face. $40, glowing on the screen. Amazing. I ruffle her head. Iris grins like a goof. Can I get a different kind of compliment? What kind? I play dumb. I want to hear Babe say I did great. I nearly lose it, but I still manage to say it, ears burning. You did amazing, Babe. Iris's eyes go wide, slowly. Then she dives into my arms and hums sweetly. It's because you're so good at this, Babe. You helped me find the right path. Thank you. I'm not sitting still either. Lena gives me a blank figure and it hits me. I can kit bash soft vinyl into articulated figures and build content around it. I go find my old college roommate Cole at his hardware store and stock up on putty filler, spray paint, and acrylic paint. I haul an old computer back home too. Iris turns out to have a shocking natural talent for figure making. In under half an hour she solves several technical problems I've been stuck on and colors the figure with watercolor pens. Is this okay? She looks up at me, nervous, way beyond anything I expected. I pull her close. The drawing she's working on in my arms shows their everyday life. A round-headed little white cat draped over the cat keeper pretending to be annoyed, but secretly smiling. She names her account Summer and Autumn on the rooftop. Summer is me, Autumn is her. She writes both our names into it. On the broken star map wall in her room, she has painted a fish drifting freely through a river of stars, and a crab stuck on the ground, throwing everything it has at trying to leap into that river. She painted herself as the crab, hungry for freedom but locked in place. The moment it all clicks, my throat goes dry and painful. What do you see? Her voice is quieter than I have ever heard it. A fish, a crab, a river of stars, and a few stars, not many but very bright. She smiles, like something frozen finally thawing, like life coming back after a long winter. Noah, I think I actually like you. Me too, I answer, half in a daze. Then she falls asleep in my arms. I hesitate for a moment, then I can't help it. I brush the hair from her face and press my lips gently to her forehead, then carefully ease my arm out from under her and quietly close the door. The days keep moving. Iris gets more and more commissions. She starts making animated emoji stickers, turning our story into a series. The daily life of the cat keeper and the little white cat. I keep working on my own content channel, filming my figure making process, cutting it into short form videos. The numbers are rough, but at least I've started. Then one weekday, Lena suddenly calls me in, says it's urgent. When I say goodbye to Iris, she leans against the doorframe like always and asks, "You're coming back, right? If you're really that scared I'll run, I'll stay right here." I wave my phone at her with a grin. Go on, get back inside. Come home early. At the shop, Lena wears this mysterious look and tells me she's decided to turn me into a real player. Not just making figures and filming videos, but building a complete way of thinking about money. What's your goal? The kind where I coast comfortably. With a goal like that, you will spend your whole life waiting for comfortable. Lena starts teaching me, from point card theory to first real income, from the attention economy to finding your niche. Don't you have something you actually love? Why did you study what you studied? I pause, then tell her about being obsessed with tokusatsu figures as a kid. So you're an anime nerd too? You of all people have no right to say that. I give her a sharp look. Lena goes still for a second, then tosses the blank figure in her hands over to me. Been watching you for 2 years. Figure it out yourself. Do I have to spell everything out for you? On the way home, I turn the figure over in my hands and think, did this boss of mine see this coming the whole time? Meanwhile, Iris and Lena, who is also her friend, are going back and forth on their phones like crazy. Iris tells her friend our whole story. Every single part of it, including how she used to watch me from near the funeral home, how she bought an umbrella and worked up the nerve to hold it over my head, how she used every excuse she could think of to get me to come home with her. Lena nearly launches off the sofa, and what I have no idea about is this. Iris's best friend and my chaos mode boss are the exact same person. Then one day, Grandma Nellie takes a fall and ends up in the hospital. I rush there with Iris. We get to the ward. Grandma Nellie is in bed with a cast. Iris's tears fall the moment she sees her. Grandma Nellie, I'm here. She wheels herself over as fast as she can. Grandma Nellie pushes a bank passbook into my hands. I find out later, inside is everything Iris's grandmother had saved over all those years, plus what Grandma Nellie added herself. Close to $30,000 total. When Iris sees the passbook, she breaks down completely. You said there was no money for my treatment, but there was money all along. I can't find a single thing to say. Later, Iris does something I don't expect. She holds the passbook out to me. You decide how to use it. Why give it to me? This is your money. I can't manage it well. You're the one taking care of me. You should hold it. This is me putting my trust in you, and my way of saying I believe in you, even if I'm not sure how much that means to you. I stay quiet for a long time. Then I take it. All right, I flick her on the forehead with a smile. No taking it back. Iris hurriedly wheels herself backward, like she's fleeing from the passbook itself. You're the one who can't take it back, or I'll be mad. She tips her chin up with a little pout, tries to look fierce, and lets out a huff that comes out more like a whine. I'm not taking it back either. I tuck the passbook away. In that moment, I suddenly feel like maybe the greatest luck I've ever had was on that one night, when a girl in a wheelchair held up an umbrella with shaking arms and tried to keep the rain off me. Iris murmurs against my chest. Noah, our story, I want to keep drawing it. What's happening now, what comes next, whatever shape it takes, I want to draw it all. Deal, I ruffle her head. Outside, the autumn wind is getting cool, but the warmth right here in my arms is exactly right. That night I lie in bed tossing and turning, Iris curled against my chest like a little animal, breathing steady. My phone buzzes. It's Lena. Anything going on today? If not, get over here. Finish this job and I'll make you official. I look at the girl sleeping against me, then back at my phone. The next morning I stick the note on the door and head out. Iris leans on the door frame and calls after me sweetly. Babe, come home early. I walk away without looking back, but my grin is already reaching my ears. I ride a rental bike toward the shop. The wind cuts through my jacket, cold and sharp, but something in my chest stays warm. I pull up to the shop. On the shuttered door is a note. Relax, I'm on my way. Next to it is a little arrow drawn by hand, pointing to a small stool and a dog bowl on the ground, with a handwritten sign propped up, Noah's spot. Next to it sits a lopsided bag of peanuts. I stare at the dog bowl in silence with my most dead-eyed expression, but the longer I look, the more I feel like someone's pet. Lena finally shows up just past 10, carrying takeout bags, every bit of her usual energy completely drained. Oh, old man, you're early. So what happened to you this time? Did someone wreck you? Lena loses it. She says her best friend's relationship news hit so hard she couldn't sleep all night. I slap my forehead. Got it. She's in full meltdown mode. Someone else's happiness set her off. After we eat, she drags me to an internet cafe for a full session of venting and gaming. During the day I work, though this job feels more like keeping the boss company while she games and chats. After work I go home, make figures, film videos, and look after Iris. Iris isn't sitting still either. Her drawing improves fast. She gets smoother and smoother at handling commissions. She even starts figuring out animated emoji stickers. We push each other, drive each other crazy, sometimes so sweet it's almost too much. Sometimes fighting hard enough to shake the walls. But every time we come out the other side, we're a little further along than before. When I'm angry, she curls into a ball. When I'm low, she tries to cheer me up in the clumsiest ways possible. When she doubts herself, I talk her through it patiently. When she quietly does something reckless, I get mad enough to want to throw her out, but I never actually can. One evening, Iris is hunched over her drawing tablet, rushing a commission. I sit beside her, sanding a figure. She suddenly turns her head right there while I'm working beside her, and fixes those round eyes on me. Noah. I'm grumpy. I glance at her screen. There's a little figure lying flat, and in the background a small cat alone at her drawing board, shadow lines drawn all around her. I smile and shift her over to lean against me so she can keep drawing. Iris goes quiet right away, then sneaks a little heart onto the cat. Couldn't hold back? I've been holding back forever. I flip her around and pull her into my arms. Iris freezes like a startled kitten, pen still raised, big round eyes not blinking once. But no, not yet. Wait until you can stand up, until you can push back, until you can walk away, until you can support yourself, until you've cleared all the noise out, until you stop doubting your own worth. When you get there, anything I feel toward you will come without strings attached. It's not that I don't want to, I'm just not going to let myself get close until you're at your most sure of yourself. That's how I respect you. Iris's lips part slightly. Something moves through her eyes. Something I've never seen there before. She stares at me for a long time, then nods hard. Noah, thank you for treating me this way. Nothing to thank me for. I tap her forehead lightly. There really is. I can feel how much you value me, more than I value myself, just like my grandma did. If she could know I found you, she would be really happy, right? She would. Yeah, she definitely would. Outside the window, the wind drops another few degrees, but the warmth in my arms stays exactly the same. Our story keeps going. Iris says she wants to draw all of it, whatever shape it takes, and I keep thinking about how to make each day a little better, for her. And for myself. As for what comes next, who knows? But right now, I don't want to let go, and I won't. My phone buzzes. It's Lena. Hey, big job tomorrow. Get here fast or I'm docking your pay. I look at Iris, already asleep against me. I gently brush the hair from her face and reply, on my way. Every step I take toward the shop, the unease in my chest grows. I promised Iris yesterday that today I'd take her to visit Grandma Nellie at the hospital. Last night before sleep, we lay in bed talking through how to use the money. Even made a plan to stop by the bookstore and pick up some study guides for her. After I nudged her along, and by nudged I mean carefully steered, she finally commits to putting everything she's earning right now into building herself up. But that means the weight of keeping things running falls entirely on me. Iris does get a disability allowance of over $1,000 a month, and I still have that hot potato bank passbook as a safety net, but I know I can't touch that freely. The allowance needs to stay for emergencies. As for the nearly $30,000 in the passbook, that's completely off limits. Setting aside what belongs to Iris's grandmother, even though the passbook is in my hands, that money is Iris's to decide what to do with. On top of that, Grandma Nellie quietly slipped in in over 10,000 of her own. Before I do anything with that, I at least need to understand why, and talk it through with her in person, before deciding whether to keep it, or give it back. But the problem is I stood them up. If everything had gone to plan, if I hadn't bailed, today could have been the day to settle all of this. And I'm skipping it for the sake of my so-called future. This job has never looked serious from any angle, but I keep leaning toward it anyway because I know what I actually need right now. In this financial hole I'm in, Lena might be the only one with answers. But even though the choice is already made, every step of the walk to work my mind keeps flashing back to Grandma Nellie, the worry on her face when she couldn't find Iris, the meal she brought us, the way she asked from her hospital bed whether we'd eaten, that last little gesture when she turned her head. Did I do something wrong? I shake my head with a bitter smile. I just hope I can wrap up early and take Iris to the hospital today. Without realizing it, I'm already standing in front of the shop. It's not until I kick the bowl full of cigarette butts that I snap back to reality. I look up and find a full human-shaped piece of dried fish draped across the sofa. Lena, hair a complete disaster, dark circles under both eyes, glaring at me like I personally wronged her. I push the door open and walk in. We stare each other down, neither of us saying a word. I break the silence first. What's the emergency that got me called in like this? Lena twists around like something in her has short-circuited, barely manages to prop herself up, then flops right back down. She buries her face in a throw pillow. Her voice comes out muffled. Don't push me, let me sit here for a minute. I'm annoyed. I glance at the empty table. Did that set something off? Lena snaps instantly. That's exactly what's bothering me. She lets out a string of howls and slams her face back into the pillow. The grandma who sells breakfast didn't set up her stall today. I'm waiting on delivery. There are plenty of breakfast spots around here. Why get fixated on that one? Mind your business. I'm just a little worried about that old lady. She has a heart condition. Has for years. Every time she doesn't show up, she ends up in the hospital. No idea about this time. I sigh without meaning to. After what happened with Grandma Nellie, and now thinking about my own parents, I'm raw when it comes to stuff like this. If only people didn't get sick. Lena rolls her eyes over to me, staring without blinking. What's going on? Her gaze makes me uneasy. Nothing. Just hearing something that innocent come out of your mouth, old man. Are you going backwards? The delivery arrives. We both dig in. It's only once the last bite is gone that I get to it. So why the sudden call today? What is actually going on? Lena's expression stiffens. Something gets stuck on the way out. She watches my eyes sharpen. Then she suddenly stands up, grabs me by the arm and hauls me up. Stop talking, just come with me. We cross the street and turn into a narrow old alley. The alley is packed with small shops under faded signs. Street stalls are steaming in the cool air. Workers in coveralls sit 2 and 3 together on low stools eating breakfast. The moment Lena steps into the alley, people greet her warmly from every direction. She smiles and waves them off. Already ate, already ate. She doesn't slow down. She points toward an empty corner at the far end of the alley. That's where the old lady usually sets up. I look over. A few folding tables and chairs are bundled tight with rope, stuffed into a gap in the wall. Not even a sign. Didn't know you were this well liked around here. Of course. I used to come here all the time to eat. You come enough times you get to know people. The grill stall owner is someone I knew before too. Grandma Nellie. She used to live right here in this alley. Hearing that last name, and thinking about that familiar flavor, something uneasy tightens in my chest. Lena keeps talking, more to herself than to me. I used to have a friend. She'd wait here after school for her family to get off work. I tagged along a few times and got used to the taste of this place. Then after college I opened the shop one street over and found out the old lady had moved away long before. Lucky the stall was still here, and the food never changed. Then one time she went missing for several days straight, and when she came back, I found out her health had been getting worse. Do you know where she moved to? Sunshine Apartments. Sunshine Apartments. That's where Iris lives now. Everything is starting to line up. If Grandma Nellie's health was already failing, then all the moves she made to push Iris and me together, maybe in her eyes, all of this was her way of putting things in order before the end. The more I think about it, the more my chest tightens. The way she looked yesterday, that faded, worn-out state, probably had nothing to do with the fall at all. The fall might have just been a trigger. She could have moved to that building purely for Iris's sake, but there was no reason she had to set up her stall this far from home. My eyes sweep across the workers lined up in the alley. Then I get it. At the front of the line are a few day labor offices. The workers stand there anxiously, waiting for someone to give them a job. My father used to stand in that exact same line. He was one of them. The reason that old lady keeps dragging herself all the way out here is probably because she can't bring herself to leave these people behind. We keep walking, turning through a few more bends. Lena stops in front of a small oil press shop. An old man is bent at the waist, pulling the grinding wheel. Sweat drips down along the towel draped over his neck and falls to the ground. Lena greets him like an old friend and orders a full sack of peanuts and a bag of peanut paste. When it's time to pay, the old man quotes a price that's clearly too low. Lena somehow still isn't happy with it and starts making up numbers with a straight face. $150 plus 15. That's $335. She slaps down over $300 and bolts. I stare in disbelief, hoist the deadweight sack onto my shoulder, and follow. This thing has to weigh over 70 pounds, heavier than Iris. On the way back, Lena ducks into a convenience store and comes out muttering quietly. Unbelievable, the lady actually bought a calculator. I nearly choke on my cigarette. So this is why she picked me up off the street. I think I'm starting to understand. She probably does this for anyone who crosses her path and looks like they're struggling. Boss, how many times have you done something like this on a whim? Shut up. It's just a whim. Same as feeding stray cats. You'll do it but won't admit it, right? Now get those things back to the shop and then get out of my sight. I'm done looking at you today. Back at the shop, Lena points to the sofa. Do this and I'll make you official. Suddenly being a pack mule feels worth it. After 2 solid hours of work, I finish the blank figure she needs. Lena picks up the freshly made base figure, face lighting up. Let's make it official. What do you want for pay? 6,000? 7? 8? Her eyes sparkle as she counts up. She finally lands on 4. Not bad at all. 1 more thousand a month means Iris and I go from scraping by to actually eating full meals. Lena gives me a look like I'm an idiot, but agrees without hesitation, and throws in a few extra blank figures as a bonus. I walk out of the shop in a great mood. Not far down the street, my phone buzzes. A transfer notification pops up on the screen. I stare at the number for a long time. I look back down at the 2 blank figures in my hands. I push down the mess in my head. But then something uneasy creeps up from somewhere I can't name. Lena and her total lack of boundaries. The way she leaned against my back earlier today. She probably just sees me like a brother, but I can't stop my mind from going somewhere it shouldn't. I raise my hand and slap myself hard across the face. What the hell are you thinking? Do you deserve this? Even setting aside whether you deserve anything at all, can you look that girl at home in the eye? I have Iris, that ridiculous, wonderful girl. I would rather grind myself to dust than let myself hurt her in any way. I get back to the building. It's past 2 in the afternoon. I stood Iris up. I let my mind wander toward Lena. Both thoughts sit like rocks on my chest. But the moment I think about that clueless girl at home waiting for me to come back, something in me panics. I mash the elevator button, and the moment I reach the door I pound on it. Silence. I search the whole building, ask around, and someone tells me Iris got into a cab about an hour or 2 ago. An old man was with her, probably Grandpa Walt taking her to the hospital, but she didn't leave a single word. That's not like her at all. Wait, her phone is out of credit. Can I even top it up? I almost want to cry at how slow I am. I add $30 of credit right away and dial. The line picks up. A voice comes through, faint, threaded with tears. Noah, my phone ran out of credit. I wanted to message you after I left, but I couldn't send anything. I'm sorry. It's okay. You're there. That's what matters. My whole body unclenches. Where are you now? The hospital? Grandma Nellie, she's gone. Those words hit like ice and pin me to the floor. Iris's voice carries no tears, no breakdown, just a stillness that goes all the way down. Grandpa Walt told me. He brought me to say goodbye. They're handling the paperwork now, getting ready for the cremation. Will you come? When I get to the hospital, the first thing I see is Iris sitting at the bedside, both hands wrapped tight around Grandma Nellie's already cold ones. She turns. Those swollen, hollow eyes flicker the moment they find me. You came. You don't have to hold it together anymore. She finally falls into my arms and cries without a sound. We stay until dark. We see Grandpa Walt off and carry the urn out of the crematorium. Only then does Iris begin to settle, just slightly. But the question she asks next takes the air right out of the room. The people who are good to me, the people who like me, they all leave. Will you leave me too someday? I want to answer right away, but something stops the words. I half joke my way through it. Nobody lives forever. I'm so much older than you. Any way you count it, I'm going first. Stop thinking like that. I cut myself off, grab the wheelchair and start moving. I'm taking you to the sea. We head north. The wind builds. Iris curls up in the wheelchair, her body trembling slightly. I drape my jacket over her head. She tries to hand it back. I stop her. Keep it. What's going on inside you I can't control, but at least take care of your body. We reach the bridge near the lighthouse. I turn the wheelchair to face the sea. Iris opens the urn and begins scattering the ashes handful by handful into the water. Her hands move faster and faster like sowing seeds in a field. Aren't you keeping any? I just don't want Grandma worrying about me anymore. In the end, she keeps a small pinch. Later I carry her to the beach, hold her, and let her small feet touch the water. I'm actually standing. Iris's eyes go wide. So this is what it feels like. I only come up to just below your neck. In that moment I see it clearly. How captivating she looks even now, with all that quiet doubt still in her. Maybe it won't fully lift until the day she can truly stand on her own. In the moonlight, the two of us stand like 2 figures leaning into each other, still and quiet for a long time. I want to go into the water. Take me in, 1 step at a time, will you? I hold her up, half carrying her, following the faint pull of her weight, 1 step at a time. In those few short steps, whatever invisible gap has been between us melts away fast. At the water's edge, Iris works her foot in with effort. The cold hits her all at once. She shudders, then laughs. Noah, I want to go a little further in. Not cold anymore, are we? I tug at her pant leg, not impressed, but we go, 1 step then another, until the water reaches halfway up her calves. Will you leave me? No. Will you leave me? No. What if someone better comes along? No. What if she's really beautiful, helps you a lot, tall, genuinely kind to you, and has a lot of money? Even if someone like that existed, why would she ever look at me? Iris's eyes go dim. My smile goes stiff. Then it hits me. There actually might be someone like that. Absolutely not. Iris is quiet for a moment. Then, without warning, she shoves both hands into my chest. I fall backward before I can react. Both arms lock around her on instinct. We go under together. A wave of ice-cold water hits without warning and pulls us both down. In the second before my eyes close, her kiss finds me. clumsy and completely on purpose, and pulls me under in a way the ocean never could. By the time every last bit of air is gone from my lungs and the wave pulls back, I'm bent over coughing hard. I scramble to pull Iris up. I think I'm addicted. Can we do that again? You're out of your mind. Come on, home. Back home, we take turns in the shower. Iris burrows into my shirt against me, grinning like nothing happened. We talk for a long time. About the future, about getting married, about her wanting to learn to cook, wanting to come downstairs and wait for me after work, wanting to drag me everywhere. When I can walk, will you like me even more? Whatever you're like, I always will. Then I want to fix my legs. Is that okay? Yes. The days keep moving. Iris gets more commissions. I stay busy. Then one day, Lena drags me to an anime convention. She takes me from a scruffy, burned-out nobody and turns me into someone who actually looks the part. At the convention, Lena cosplays as Android 18. I get mistaken for a Kamen Rider character. People actually come looking for photos. They ask me to strike a happy pose. At some point, a guy tries to approach Lena. I step in front of her without thinking. At lunch, a girl with pink hair slides over to us, holds out an orange. Want one? Something about her is familiar. I just can't place it. Then she speaks. You're part of this world now. You're Nina. You forgot me. Memory yanks me back. Nina. The 1 week thing in middle school that counted as a first relationship. It started with a dare and truth kiss and left teenage me, broke and lost, drowning in self-doubt and panic. It fizzled out before either of us understood what happened. She looks like she's doing well now. She has her own place, even drops hints about wanting to take care of me. But I only say one thing. That was a long time ago. Lena sits nearby, eating it all up, thoroughly entertained. Afterward, she demands every detail. I tell her the whole story. She listens, then says, the reason you never make real money is because you're not ruthless enough. The people who actually create, their space keeps getting squeezed out. So by ruthless, you mean my personality? With that personality, you will never get back at anyone, wanting to do something and actually doing it. That's the whole game. Find what you want, do it, finish it. You don't have any real obstacles left. You just love chasing them. The whole walk home, my head is full. When I get back, Iris is draped against the doorframe like a small cat waiting for me. After that, her skills keep climbing fast and I keep working on figures and content, but it doesn't stay smooth. One morning I'm jolted awake by coughing. My whole body is burning. Iris didn't sleep all night. She kept wiping my forehead with a damp cloth over and over. What surprises me even more, she quietly picked up my phone and messaged Lena to call in sick for me. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have made that call for you. Think of it as a trade, your whole night of looking after me, for the right to make one decision for me. Fair? I shouldn't have made that call for you. Think of it as a trade. Your whole night of looking after me, for the right to make one decision for me. Fair? You stayed up all night taking care of me. Isn't that just what you do? She smiles. Then she brings over scrambled eggs, the first dish she's ever made on her own. A little dark, with a splash of soy sauce, but surprisingly good. Is it actually good? Try it yourself and find out. Iris takes a careful bite. Her face relaxes. Then the tension in her whole body lets go. After I recover, I start taking Iris through rehab exercises. She's scared, but she grits her teeth and keeps at it. One day it snows. I carry her outside to play in it. She pokes little holes in the snow with delight, builds 2 snowmen, and demands a photo together. She's scared, but this time, wanting to beats being scared. For the first time, she faces the camera on her own. Her hand is shaking, but she presses the button. In the photo, she's looking up at me with that little face of hers, and I'm standing there with the stiff, clueless expression of someone taking a graduation photo. The days fly by in sweetness and busyness. Iris keeps getting better at short-form videos, her numbers climbing steadily. Then one day she comes across a completely unhinged nonsense video and records one just like it. It hits 8,000 views. Am I going viral? Small hit, no doubt. You just stumbled sideways into a viral content niche. At the same time, my channel lands its first custom order. A fan wants a full set of Heisei Kamen Rider figures, $300 a piece. It's the first time I've made real money from my own hands. But just as everything seems to be turning around, something starts to surface. Lena takes me to a hidden fishing spot near the old village on the edge of town. I meet her equally chaotic uncle. The two of them go back and forth sniping at each other, and I get a front row seat to what the whole family is like. After the meal, Lena turns serious. She brings up Grandma Nellie's passing, says she's always one day too late, from losing a toy as a kid to this time not making it in time to help the old lady. The guilt in my chest gets heavier. If I had said something that day about Grandma Nellie going to the hospital, maybe things would have gone differently. You knew before me, didn't you? Yeah, look at that face. You're making it hard for even me to stay gloomy. You scared of your girl? More scared of losing her. You know what? You're right, we're not the same. I was born without having to worry about keeping the lights on, so I had the space to figure out what I actually want. You're different. You have to think about survival, but I don't care about any of that gap between us. We're friends. Stop bottling everything up. What do you mean? You think I don't qualify as your friend? Even if I drop you someday, I'll find you a replacement. As I step out of the shop, she shoves a bag into my hands. Inside are 2 packs of imported cigarettes and the latest smartphone. Don't want it, throw it out. Back home, I sit with it for a long time. Finally, I choose to be straight with her. My boss gave it to me. I set the bag down in front of Iris. She grips the phone in her hand, gives a stiff little nod. Then the next second she throws herself at me and pins me to the floor. Upset? A little, but only a little. At least you told me yourself. That's enough to make me happy again. That night we talk for a long time. Then Iris asks me something strange. I have a friend. She likes someone who lives far away. She also has a friend who lives in the same place as the person she likes, but she doesn't know what their relationship is. The person she likes got hurt. She couldn't go, so she asked the friend to look after him, and even asked the friend to find a way to get close to him. Does that count as using the friend? Is this the same friend from before? Yeah. Since when does your friend have someone she likes? Recently. Why are you asking about her? She has someone she likes. I go completely still. But is any of this actually a coincidence? In the end, I choose not to push further, because no matter what the truth turns out to be, the outcome is the same. I'm not leaving Iris, and I have to sort things out properly with Lena. Besides, pushing for answers might shatter something fragile. Sorry, I'm sorry. Iris's voice drifts out from the bathroom in broken pieces. I lied. I shouldn't have looked at your phone. Otherwise I wouldn't have been too late. I crouch outside the door, light my last cigarette, then take what's left of the pack and hurl it off the floor above. Once I'm feeling a bit better, I tell Lena I want to quit. Part of it is because of Iris, but the bigger part is me. If I don't quit, I'm scared I'll turn into someone I can't stand. Lena goes quiet for a moment. Then she takes me to a nice restaurant. Over food, she leans in close. Her eyes go unguarded. You know, old man, everything about you gives off this fragile thing energy. Makes me kind of want to push you around a little. My heart kicks hard. And also, I think I might actually want to check your gauge. What? I have absolutely no idea what just happened. Never mind, just joking. Eat your food. She flips back to her usual do-nothing mode at lightning speed. Back in the car, she stares at her phone screen, her brow pulling tighter the longer she looks. Wait, these two, why do they look like they were made from the same mold? At the same time, I'm wrestling with truths that are getting harder to ignore. But in the end, I choose to put those questions on ice for now, because right now, Iris's state of mind matters more than any truth. That night, Iris asks me, what do you think about when you can't sleep? Probably all the things in life I messed up. Me too. I've always felt that weight. Every time it comes up, I don't know what to do with it. All I can do is let it go, forgive it. Everyone makes mistakes, right? Iris is quiet for a long time. Then softly, babe, I love you. The holiday days fly by with Iris beside me. Each day we're busy with our own things, occasionally looking up to catch each other's eyes and smile, then back down to work. Outside the window, the sunlight falls like a golden curtain, spreading a soft shimmer of light between us. Iris keeps getting better at drawing. Her income climbs steadily. After that silly viral video takes off, she only gets better. One day she tries to teach me to draw. I produce a slime crab that looks like it has no brain. Iris nearly collapses laughing. Then she gets an idea. She turns my terrible art style into a whole video series. It hits 10,000 views overnight. Am I viral? Small hit, definitely. Between her short videos and commissions, she's now pulling in a steady 2,000 to 3,000 a month. And my custom orders are starting to pick up too. We're not fully there yet, but the crack towards something better has been pried open. Noah. Iris mumbles, half asleep. We'll get married someday, right? Of course. Unless by then you've grown too confident and don't want me anymore. I won't. I only want you. Having you is enough. You're different from everyone else. Only you. You found me at my lowest. You took care of me. To me, you're the best one there is. I'm so greedy about it. Really greedy. Would you run off for good food? I would. Just like how I found you. But once I had you, not anymore. There you go. I won't either. Outside the snow falls heavier, but the warmth in my arms is exactly right. Iris wraps herself around my arm, her voice soft and drowsy. Noah, when I can walk, I want to drag you everywhere. You won't get sick of me? Never. When I can walk, can I come down by myself to wait for you after work? Come whenever you want. What if it's at your workplace? Come there too. When I can walk, will you like me even more? Whatever you're like, I always will. Then I want to fix my legs. Is that okay? Yes.